Bank tellers laughed when I asked for a loan until they pulled up my account and saw the $50 million balance. I'd been working 72-hour shifts at construction sites, covered in cement dust and wearing clothes I'd slept in my truck. I needed a $200,000 bridge loan while my offshore accounts cleared international transfers. My regular private banker was in Switzerland, but I needed cash by Friday. Walking into the local branch at 3:47 p.m., I looked exactly like what I was, exhausted, dirty, and desperate. The junior teller, Madison, wrinkled her nose as I approached. Behind her, two other tellers started whispering about my appearance. "I need to apply for a business loan," I said, sliding my license across the counter. Madison picked it up with her fingertips like it might contaminate her manicured nails. When I said I needed $200,000, both tellers stopped working entirely. Her supervisor, Janet, walked over, wearing an expensive suit and condescending smile. "Sir, I think there's some confusion. This is National Trust Bank. We don't typically handle smaller community lending." She gestured at my dusty clothes while emphasizing smaller, like it was painful to say. When I mentioned international transfers, Janet's smile became patronizing. "International transfers? From which country? Mexico?" Madison couldn't contain her giggling. "Maybe try the payday loan place down the street. They're more accommodating for people in your situation." "I have accounts here," I said calmly. Janet sighed dramatically. "Sir, if you had significant accounts with National Trust, you'd have a relationship manager. You wouldn't be standing in line with basic retail customers." Other employees had gathered to watch. A loan officer named Brad called out, "Make sure he has proper ID." Some of these guys use fake documents. This triggered more barely concealed laughter from the staff. Janet decided to end the charade. "I'm going to be honest. A $200,000 loan requires credit scores above 750, annual revenues of at least $500,000. You look like someone who might struggle qualifying for a $2,000 personal loan," Madison added helpfully. "There's a credit union that might be more realistic about what they can offer someone like you." The emphasis on someone like you wasn't subtle. "Just run my account information," I repeated. Janet held up her hand. "Sir, you're clearly not qualified for our lending products. I'm going to have security escort you out if you continue disrupting operations." I recited my 12-digit account number aloud. Janet's fingers moved to her keyboard with exaggerated reluctance, probably planning to prove the account didn't exist. The computer screen lit up. Her face went completely pale. Madison leaned over and her mouth fell open. "That's impossible," Janet whispered. Madison's hands shook as she scrolled through the account history. The other employees crept closer, sensing something had changed in the sudden silence. I leaned forward and spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. "The balance is $53.7 million in checking, another $127 million in business accounts, plus investment portfolios. I need $200,000 while my Zurich transfers clear." The silence was deafening. Janet's face cycled through multiple colors while Madison looked like she might vomit. Brad had gone completely still, probably calculating how badly he'd destroyed his career. The branch manager emerged from his office. "Is everything all right?" He looked at my appearance, then his staff's panicked faces, trying to piece together what happened. "Your employees spent 20 minutes explaining why someone like me couldn't qualify for a basic loan. They suggested payday loans and questioned whether my transfers were legitimate. They mocked my appearance and implied I used fake ID." Mr. Phillips looked at the computer screen. His face went ashen. "Mr. Harrison, we sincerely apologize." Couldn't complete sentences while staring at the balance. Every customer in the lobby had witnessed this. Several had recorded parts of the interaction. One elderly woman announced she was closing her account immediately. Within 6 hours, Janet was terminated for discriminatory customer service. Madison received mandatory sensitivity training. Brad was transferred to back office with no customer contact. The loan was approved in 24 hours, but I moved my accounts to their competitor, along with $180 million in combined balances. Sometimes the most expensive assumptions are the ones you make about people based on how they look after an honest day's work.